Assalamu alaikum. Malini Wanaksan. I am immensely delighted to be in this beautiful city of Djibouti to once again enjoy the generous hospitality of my elder brother and friend, President Ismail Omar Gole. I am equally pleased to be with my dear brothers and neighbors, President Mohamed Abdullahi Formaggio and President Musa Bihi. Today, this important gathering of the leaders of the Horn of Africa gives me a good opportunity to reflect on the significance of peace, genuine reconciliation, mutual beneficial cooperation, and security. In fact, this is a family gathering more than anything else. I always say our countries are joined by one umbilical cord. We are blood brothers, and we must be proud of that. Dear brothers, the Horn of Africa has experienced prolonged periods of bad governance and failed leadership. We are too familiar with the destruction, displacement, and the decades of economic backwardness generated by senseless conflict. We need to change course and start a new era. We need to cultivate hope and build a better future for our people. As an integral part of the one family, the Somali people constitute one of the largest and most resilient people in the Horn of Africa. Somalis are largely energetic, dynamic, independent-minded, and entrepreneurial, also friendly. After decades of conflict and despair, Somalis are yearning for charismatic, visionary leadership that can galvanize their spirit, strengths, and resource, and rally them to a future of prosperity and peace. With the commitment of putting differences aside for mutual growth, the leadership is you. As a family and neighbors whose people have been pitted against each other for decades, whose people have been deprived of a stable environment for social and economic development and peaceful coexistence, whose people have been forced to endure in a state of perpetual poverty, we must understand that huge benefits are to be gained from investing in peace, reconciliation, and integration. My brother, Mohamed and Musa, you have choices to make today to embrace the spirit of forgiveness, reconciliation, and genuine healing, and unleash the power of your people. The leadership you make will also have profound impact on our region and set an example to other regions of Africa. A reconciled, peaceful, and prosperous Somalia had the potential to become a formidable economic powerhouse. Somalia is endowed with abundant natural resources, that longest coastline in Africa, rich marine resources, fertile productive agricultural land, ample livestock assets, and untapped mineral deposits such as uranium, petroleum, and gas. Therefore, to fully harness the abundant human and natural resources, a reconciled, democratic, stable, and peaceful Somalia state is very critical. At the dawn of the 21st century, the Horn of Africa cannot remain trapped in internal conflict, ethnic divides, violence, and poverty. The countries of the Horn of Africa combined possess immense natural and human resources, economic potential, and a year-round favorable climate, which, if positively exploited, could enhance our geopolitical position, Together, we can pool our resources to break the vicious cycle of poverty and despair and uplift the lives of our people. This is why I believe your brotherhood is the engine of our regional integration. Dear brothers, Mohamed and Muusoow, this year moment, nations are transformed by visionary and courageous leaders. As leaders of this great people, you have the power to shape the destiny of your people, the power to translate into achievable goals the big dreams and hopes of your fellow citizens. Your strength lies in your solidarity. Together, you can rise as a nation and overcome monumental challenges. I urge you to seize the moment and look forward to a future of peace and prosperity for the Somali people. Both Brother Ismail and I are genuinely interested to work hand in hand with our brothers and neighbors to finally settle their differences through genuine reconciliation, forgiveness, and accommodation. This is what the traditional norms and regulations of here demands from you. There is no any other way other than coming together and talk for peace and reconciliation. Guided by virtues of the Madamar philosophy and in the spirit of good neighborliness, mutual cooperation, open borders, integrated economies, peaceful coexistence, we can certainly rise together.
Excellencies, heads of state and government, distinguished guests, it gives me great pleasure to be here with you today to restart the discussions between two brotherly leaders, two Somali leaders. This is only the last of many such meetings you have had over the last 20 years, and we still have hope that you will be to have fruitful talks today. As we all know, a few days from now, will mark the 60th anniversary of the end of colonial power in the Somali territories. After the struggles of the last 30 years, the time for a rebirth is now. Indeed, this new generation of young people are not burdened by the violence of the past, and I believe they are the best suited to build anew. What is in mind? I would like to remember that this is not for or about our generation. It's not even about our children's generation anymore, but about our grandchildren and the idea we want them to have of the Somali nation. You may be the ones in the room today, but they will be the ones who will live with the decisions you make for them. We know that not of all the problems will be solved here today, but we also have to remember that just being open to discussions and be willing to get the men and women you lead closer today is the ultimate goal. Putting aside the political side of things, we would like to see beneficial outcomes in terms of free trade, free movement of people and goods, as well as cooperation on all matters in order to provide opportunities to help your people prosper. Once you have established a blueprint for cooperation, you can start to build on those achievements and ultimately give it any form you like. Your Excellencies, there comes a time in every leader's life when the people in the room have to make the decisions that will serve most of their people and do the most good for the largest part of the population. That political courage is demanded of you today, and I believe that you are up to the task. This is not a zero-sum game where there is a winner and a loser. All we can ask is that you think beyond past and imagine what future is for your peoples. I would like to thank you for trusting us today and wish you a fruitful discussions. As Djiboutians, we also remain hopeful that our brotherly Somali peoples will find a way forward together and will always stand with you to help foster the best outcomes for everyone involved. Thank you.